Hello, welcome to the video. Thank you. I finished the last video with a flash up of how many subscribers I had. And look at that number, it's gone up a little bit. So, new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Old subscribers, thank you for subscribing. What I bought on Sunday is here in front of me, most of it anyway. And I will show you fairly quickly what it all is. So, one of the first purchases I bought after I got to my first car boot, I'll do 2 on a Sunday, were these 3 Monopolies together. They're all vintage red box, and this one is an old vintage red box, 1961 version with the red, sorry, not red, black version of the board. It's the same board, don't get me wrong. It just says 1961 on it, and that's the last date, and it's black. And actually there's 2 boards in the first one, and if you look, it's the version with the 3, well, sorry, with the card base rather than plastic, which predated, and the older instructions, like I said, a proper 1961 version as opposed to ones that came later. I'm not sure what price that'll get, but the lid's really nice. The condition of the box, it's got a print on the back, so that is what collectors are looking for. Anyway, the 3 sets, some of the bits are missing, but I can make them up. They came to £7. So, on the floor with them to let me have some space. Right. And then another stall later on, but I've written it down next to it because it's the same type of thing. Well, 2 more items. One's a Monopoly and the other one's a Downfall. So he wanted £3 for each of these, but the lids are broken on that one, and the lid's well broken on that one. The interior's okay. Yeah, they started out with 7 for 2, and then they went to £3 each, and I got them both for £2 each. So that was nice. I just made loads of space on the table, which is good. Yeah, £2 a piece. The Downfall, not sure about that because of the lid. It's pretty nasty, that lid. But it should still fetch good money compared with the £2 I spent. Right, I got this, which is an Xbox. It's not a lava lamp, sort of glamour glitter lamp. The actual glitter is cut out letters. If I sparkle it about like that, you can imagine that's lit up from underneath, green, and that lights up like that. Yeah, she said she'd take £2, and that, by the way, that goes on there like that. She said she'd take £2. Obviously, I've tested it, it works. I've listed it already with a video of the actual lighting up and making these sort of sparkly things sparkle and cast a green light into your dark room. They are best in a sort of subdued lighting room, you know. Okay, I got this, which is nice. It is a brass insecticide sprayer called Abol. Best insecticide, non-poisonous. How do you make a non-poisonous insecticide? How do you kill insects without poison? It sort of pleasure them to death or something. Anyway, it's like a bike pump except made of brass, and it's got a spray end, and there's extra nozzles. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can actually put this on there, take these nozzles and put them on there as well. It all works. This is a bit sticky, it should be smoother. But I see loads of these for sale where the handle's all cracked and broken, the brass is polished up, but it's still dirty. Whereas this is, you know, it's got that sort of sheen to it that you can see that's been dirt to it. There's no real denting on it, and it's really nice. You can read it all, and every single piece unscrews and is functional. Like I say, this is a bit unsmooth. It works on a sauce. It's meant to have a rubber cup, and it's like not so good. Cost a £5. And I said to the guy, would you do 4? And he was like, no, there's loads of people selling these and they really get good money. Well, they don't. They get a few quid more than a £5, most of them. This is in good nick, and I'm hoping maybe £10-12. That's all you're going to get for that. Doesn't matter. I would rather rescue that and put it on as an interesting item in my shop. And it doesn't really matter how long it takes to sell. It's got interest for anybody who wants to come through the shop. I'd rather have interesting items than thousands upon thousands of just video games. That's just me. I don't mind video games, don't get me wrong. Right, talking about video games, I did get 2 for 50p. I don't think much to the way she put the label on the label, and the front of the cover's missing off that. It's Disney's Tigger Honey Hunt and PS2 Mortal Kombat, and the 2 of them come for 50p, so, you know, 50p. What can I say? They both work. I've tested them. Right, I've got a big pile of individual small items that I bought around the first car boot, and I bought each one off individual item people. And then I will show you the bigger items. So first things, I got this. It was actually in the bag like that. Not very good on display, but I took it out and had a look at it, because anything where there's electrical bits in the bag is interesting to me. And it says Kodi box, and if you open it up, there is TX3 Pro. It's just like a little Android box, and you can actually download Kodi onto it and use it to watch your Kodi files, which are any video, audio, music you want to save. You can download and save it in the app, in the memory. You'll need to put a card in it. It also comes with a remote control. A lot of these Android boxes are superseded by smart TVs now, but if you don't have a smart TV, you can use one of these. And it also comes with a little Bluetooth wireless keyboard. This is a separate thing, and there's a little, if I can get it out, Bluetooth adapter with batteries. And that goes into that. I haven't tested it yet, but they're pretty much solid state. There isn't really a lot to go wrong with them. And they can be reset with a little push button, well, you know, where you put a pen into a hole to do a factory reset. So I'm quietly confident that'll work fine. That cost £2.50. And on the same stall, actually, before I bought this, I bought this, which is what attracted me to the stall, actually. It's not particularly nice. It says £5 on the back, and I don't know whether they've even thought about getting £5. But I got charged £1.50 for this. It's a stand for a PS2. It has a little remote control for if you're using your PS2 as a DVD player. So you can fast forward, stop, rewind without using the remote, without using the handset. You just use your infrared remote control, and it's got the eye for the infrared remote control built into the stand. I get it out. And little instruction manual, remote control, never been used, brand new. And there's a stand there. And like I said, which way around is it? I don't know where the eye is for the remote control, but there is one somewhere. And you plug the PS2 in there. These plug into the controller port and the memory card port for the first controller. And you get 4 extensions, because each one of these, there you go, has a port. These ports are basically just extension ports, but what that means is you can plug an extra 4 controllers in. So it's effectively a multi-tap for a PS2 and a stand and the remote control and the instructions on how to use it. And that was £1.50. So I don't even know what they go for. Haven't looked it up yet. And really, it's not bad. If they only go for £2 and plus delivery, then I might keep it just to sell for put on with the next PS2 I sell. So yeah. Then I got a Vivitar lens. It's a 28 to 210 in the box, macro zoom. I'll show you it. And I said to the guy, you know, is it all nice and clean? And he's like, oh yeah, really nice and clean. And obviously it's got the box, it's got the polystyrene, so it's easy to pack. It's got lens covers each end. One thing I have noticed when I was looking at it before I started listing it, I've already done the listing, I haven't done the photographs, is the first lens past the front lens, the second element, they call them elements, it's more of a fisheye this, because it's a macro. It does have a few bits of dust which have gone a bit fungusy. So although this is a really nice lens, really sought after by photographers because it's 28mm, which is really small macro, to 100 to 210, which is telephoto, and it just basically pulls out like that and then spins. Really nice smooth action as well. Because it's got that little bit of fungusy sort of dust, it's going to be, instead of 30, it's going to be 10, maybe. I've put it up for £14.95, or rather I will have done once I've taken a few photos. But realistically, I would take anything over 10. It cost me 3. Yeah, 3 for a macro zoom. I got these. This is a pack of 10 of those mini DVD-Rs, recordable mini DVDs for video cameras. Yeah. I suppose you could try and use them for GameCubes. I'm not sure whether they're the right size for that, actually. Anyway, what I do know about these is that they're new and sealed. So I immediately said to the girl, how much are they? She said 50p. They were straight in my bag. Because they go with any video camera you might be trying to sell, or might be able to sell them separately. Anyway, I looked them up. $25.99, the last set that's sold of this particular brand, Maxell. It's a good brand, Maxell. It's I wouldn't say it was on the same level as Sony as far as recordable media, but yeah, $25.99. So I was pleased with that. I got 2 wood rulers. There, it's got centimetres on one side and inches on the other, and it's got inches on the back. And then there's this one, which is the fold out, and it's all in inches, this one. 1 to 35, well 36, it says 35 on there, but there's another inch at the end. And brass ferrules, and the same on the back. Actually, those letters are bigger on the back. Don't know why, but they look nice. I won't be selling this. I thought I might give it a good clean and use it for when you're photographing things that need measurements. Sometimes I use a tape measure that sort of sits at a funny angle because of the way the tape measure sits on the table. The tape sticks straight up. These are ideal of way to evoke traditional value in that it's flat on the surface, but it's made of wood, and you can see it's in inches, and it's vintage. Yeah, I see them all the time when people are photographing like jewelry and things like that, where they're showing something vintage off. You've got a vintage ruler to do it with. So I'll give it a good clean. Maybe, I don't want to sand any of the markings off, but maybe a very light to get rid of the paint, you know. They are sought after, but not because people are using them. They're just collectible items. But I think I'll keep it. It says warranted boxwood made in Holland, this one. And this one is a Velos 4017, which is an old school ruler. And it says made in Great Britain on it. Then there was 4 cables. I always dig around in people's cable boxes and pick out the ones I want. I got 2 power supply cables, figure 8, an AV cable for a PlayStation, and an HDMI. So that wasn't too bad. Nikon S3300 purple camera. I've charged it up since I got it. I didn't know it worked or not, but it has the obligatory Nikon battery in it. So even if it hadn't worked, it would have been fine. So that was £3. Humax Freeview recorder with a hard drive in and its remote. The guy was a bit reluctant to sell me it, quite honestly. He was cleaning it, he'd just got it out of the back of his car, was cleaning it up before sale, with a lot of water, quite honestly. You know, a wet cloth, not like a damp cloth, a wet cloth. Anyway, I said to him, how much do you want? And he's like, give me an offer. This is a 500 gig hard drive in this. He was adamant that it's a 1000 gig terabyte hard drive, and I'm a bit unconvinced. They all say, the ones that I've seen, say /500 GB on the back. And this one just says T1000/GB. I'm not sure why, and I'm tempted. Well, I'll test it out. And if there's a lot of memory on it, I'm tempted to take the back off and see the top off. But I think it's just your standard 500 gig hard drive. And he was saying they do 50-60 quid. I originally thought it was going to be the free sat recorder, but it's not. It's Freeview, and they're a lot more common than the free sats. And like I say, it's only a 500 gig drive. So we're looking at maybe 30, 40 at the outside. I mean, it's in really good condition, maybe 50, who knows. I might start it higher and then bring it down. It was a straight onto the DVD players. Toshiba SD1015KB. It's pretty box standard. SCART cable on the back. £2 with a remote. So I haven't tested it yet, but £2, you know, with a remote. That should fetch 12 plus delivery. I've got my standard go-to Sony DVD player, the DVP SR170. I mean, I'm happy with an SR150 or a 370. I have had a 90 recently. They look exactly the same, by the way. They're just a little bit longer. The 170 is a little bit more discreet, you know, narrower, blacker, It doesn't have the screen that says like loading and all that sort of stuff. It just has a green light and that's it, which is great if you like your discreet under the TV shelving, you know. With a remote, and that was £3 and should fetch, once it's been conveyed to all region, in the region of £19 or £20. Yeah. And then I got a DVPSR 170 again, but it doesn't have a remote this time. And seeing as I paid £3 for one with a remote and a SCART cable, I just paid £1 for this one. And they took it. You know, I offered £1 and they took £1 because there's no remote. Talking about remotes, I got another SCART remote. I paid £1 for this one, and you might say, why did you bother? And I'm like, I felt the same way myself. It was going through the motions, and I've already bought loads for 50p each. But when I pressed the button, it lit up, so it had batteries in, and the batteries are Duracells, brand new Duracells, 2025. So I'm thinking ones that I bought this year might last 5 years, 2028. So they're not brand new, but they're full of bounce, as it were. I tested them; they're perfectly fine, and obviously they're just batteries. They're not rechargeables or anything. And here's a picture of one scouring game guide, official. Cost me £1. And it's sold for £10 plus delivery. Yeah, I was happy with that. And here on this side, one Casio FX85 GT Plus, paid 50p, sold for £6.99. Normally, I would charge more than that, £8.99, but the corner was a bit worn and scratched up on one corner particularly. Normally the cases have got some light wear on them, and this actually, the Casio had been drawn in blue. Didn't really matter because it had been done well, so it was quite effective. But it wasn't stock and it had that corner damage, so I just reduced it a couple of quid. Free post, £6.99, gone like that, couple of hours. Yeah, so those two are sales already, which is nice to recover some of your money immediately. I could have probably recovered some more money immediately if I'd already listed these things, but you can only list so many things in a day. Next, Konica C35 camera. This is often called the C35 automatic or the C35 rangefinder. It's the same camera. It's really nice. The back is okay at the moment, but it could get a lot worse. The foam is starting to degrade, the light closing the foam. I've had similar on other cameras, as you may know if you've watched my one where I'm holding up a camera. I'm holding up a, what is it? Anyway, I'm holding up a camera and the back, the foam's gone. So what I'm going to do with this is strip it out, and I have some already, and put it in, put replacements in, and then we'll call it sort of refurbed. I can't claim to be a refurbisher because I'm not a camera manufacturer, camera shop or anything like that. And eBay is very funny about calling things refurbished now because there's this approved refurbisher scheme. So I can only call it used with replaced, but I will call it used with replaced. But this is nice. There is actually a cover for it. And again, really nice action. That's it. Did you hear that? Listen. That's so nice. And it's not autofocus, but there is a rangefinder where you can, well, to replace the battery to test that. You press it down like that and the range comes up in a little arm to tell you what you're looking at, and then you put the range in to the focus. It's a very nice lens, Hexanon, by Konica. Very much in the process of the Konica pop that I sold, but this is metal bodied, so much better. But not right fetching anywhere near as much money because they're not known about and they're not autofocus or anything. Yeah, this was £4, should fetch between 40 and 70. That's what I'm going to say. But there's two things I need to do with it. Replace the battery, make sure that the rangefinder auto is working, and the foam in the back of it. So there's probably a couple of hours work involved in getting that 70 quid, maybe even 80, I don't know. It depends on how many are being sold and at what price at the same time. Right, two big things before I go. Scalextrics. I saw both of these on the guy's, well, it wasn't even on this stall, they were sort of sat on the floor behind his stall. And I said, have you sold those? He says, no. So I said, all right, can I have a look? Yeah. So the first one was Toy Story. That's what I saw. And then I saw the cars on the front. It's a micro Scalextric Toy Story. Can you see that? It's right in the way now. And you get Buzz Lightyear and Woody, and they're riding around on top of little cars, which are meant to be like the radio controlled cars from the actual cartoon feature film, whatever. Yeah, this is nice. It's all there. I'm not going to sell it complete, I don't think. I'm not sure about this one. I might sell this one complete. It depends on the price. It seems at the moment that the price of the cars is about 90% of the price of the actual full kit. And then there's spares, obviously, because you're not selling the whole kit. Economically, it makes sense to split it. But I might not, depending on the price. I've seen, well, in the last 3 months, these have sold between 20 and 25 quid. The cars, well, I'll show you the cars. You get cardboard backdrops for it, which kids love, but they're also a bit bent because it's quite well used, this. Backdrops like that are great. If you've got one missing, you might be able to sell that on its own. And the same goes with that. And you might even go with Buzz on their own. You've got 2 controllers, which are just plug-in. It's mains powered, so there's a mains power adapter. These would all sell separately, but it might be a bit slow. What isn't slow selling are these. Buzz Lightyear. Like I say, it's on a sort of remote control car. And Woody on a remote control car with the controller in his hand. Clever, eh? Little aerials, you see. And these have got the brushes. The sort of woven steel brushes that fit into the track and you know, drive around. Assuming these work, I will test it. These are selling for £10 plus delivery each on their own separately. Yet the whole set only sells for 25. I might possibly get 30 if I pushed it. And look what else you get in the whole set for the extra £5. Loads of track, 2 controllers, power supply, these stands, which sell separately, might add. Yeah, and that's the till of Woody's car, and there's a till for Buzzy's car. They're both knocked off. So, what to do? Sell it separate or split it? I mean, sell it together or split it. I'm undecided. There's a lot of it. It's not that heavy, this one. It's probably 4 kilos or so, but it's big. So we're talking $7.99 delivery if you pay the real price. I mean, if you charge the real price, it pushes it up to over £30 on a £25 sale. Whereas I can send the 2 cars out for a tenner each. What shall I do? What shall I do? Anyway, the next one was this one. There we go. Scalextric full size crash and bash sports. This one. That's what it's called anyway. And the guy said to me, "What do you think's fair?" Which is a nice start, isn't it? Considering he was a proper dealer. He wasn't somebody who was clearing his house and does it part-time. He wasn't somebody who buys a bit in from other people and does it part-time. He was this is my job, you know what I mean? So I said to him, well, don't know. And he said, what about £4? And I'm like, £4 for both of them? And he's like, no. How about you buy both of them and I'll give you them for £3 each. I'm like, deal. You know, £3 each for these. And yeah, if I sell 1 or 2 cars, I've made all my money back, whether I sell the rest or not. Anyway, you've seen the outside of the box in Crash and Bash. This is the inside. Oh, there you go. It's there you go. It shows you I'm live. Microphone fell off. Shows you I'm live. So that's a cross ply. I've actually got another set of this cross ply crossroads. There's about 12 corners. It's mostly curved. There's about 4 or 5 straights. A jump. You jump from this ramp to this ramp, and you see these hooks, these grooves here, they catch the front of the car and feed it back into the groove. Clever. Anyway, those are ramps. They are actually part of an add-on kit, which for some reason he's got some bits of add-on, and they put them in the case. And actually, I think this is the set that does have these naturally. Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's also a bit where the power supply goes into that. Some chicanery, some straights, the controllers. They've got some glue attached to the plastic. Don't know how that's happened. I think they've been put away warm. That is from when it's got real hot, and when it's been put away, it's melted the polystyrene around it. But it's not a big deal. And then it's got a power supply. It's got these rails. 2 cars. There you go. Look nice, don't they? Well, they're alright actually. Everything's good about them except for the little brushes. They're worn down to stubs. So it needs some more brushes. Both of the cars like that. And then there's 2 more cars. One there, from in the base. This one has had its little wing missing. They are actually pushing. I can pull that one out and put another one in. But this one's missing. It might be somewhere in the bottom of the box, don't know. Another silver, another black for a different type of race, I suppose. And these cars are selling separately. You know, sort of that separate, these separate. Do I sell it all separate? In this case, for definite, yes. The reason being the weight. It is heavy. Not the polystyrene, not the box, the track. It's the old type of track, which is heavy. Plus, if I can get 90% of the price of the whole thing for just sending those two cars out in a little polystyrene box, I'm going to do that, aren't I? It cost me £3. I'm not really concerned about selling the whole lot and making a huge amount. If I sell 5 curves or 7 curves or 12 curves and I make, I don't know, £5 profit on those, then there's the cars, then there's the power supply. Yeah, it all adds up. I'll get them back in the box later. That on its own sells for £5. So, yeah, that's it. I'm shoved over this side so that I can put my maths in there. I'm not sure what it is yet. I'm not going to even estimate it yet. I'll do it while I'm doing the editing. There's the maths. Thanks for watching. I would like to point out here that what I'm doing tonight, it being the last day of August, is catching up on some what I've sold videos, which is just basically a screen grab of my laptop with me speaking through the microphone. The reason I'm doing it tonight is because it will knock off, I'm so far behind, it's 3 months, it will knock off eBay in the next couple of days for the whole month. Or at least I won't get the whole month's worth, I'll just get the last 3 months, if you see what I mean. If I do it now, I get all the sales in June. I've done May, I'm going to do June, I'll probably do July at the same time or straight after. So what I'm going to do is put a playlist here for what I've sold.